What happened after AEW Full Gear went off the air? We're going to talk about it. Plus, a major AEW star is confirmed for New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 17, and a WWE backstage agent is having one final match next month. It's all in the wrestling news right now. What a weekend of all elite wrestling shenanigans, Adam Pacitti.
Wasn't it fun? I've watched it back already. I don't normally do that. I watched that back last night. I think it's a really good pay-per-view. You seen it yet?
I've seen, well, obviously it was party time in the Campbell Booth household. Thank you for popping by.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Meeting my mum and dad and all that was lovely. But I caught bits and pieces of it. So I caught the cage match. I thought that was excellent. That trios match, flipping heck.
Bonkers, isn't it?
Absolutely redonkulous.
Nuts.
Incredible match. And then the main event, which saw a brand new AEW World Champion crowned in MJF. William Regal proving to be the devil.
Both devil, they're horrible.
I know that I think we pitched it on 9 Pitches. I think we've mentioned it, I think maybe in a news video once or twice. And you know what? Sometimes even if something predictable happens, but it's great, that's still great.
That's it. If it makes sense, if the booking's right, and I think it was played out to perfection. But what happened after all that went down, Thomas?
What happened? Well, we saw as Full Gear went off the air. Well, you didn't see it, but the live crowd in attendance saw Moxley getting consoled by the Blackpool Combat Club. They all made their way out to the ring. Moxley didn't know what happened, so he played it off as, MJF cheated. And they went and said, no, you could see them. I go, no, it was Regal. Regal hand in the knucks, and you see Moxie punching the canvas. Very frustrated with it. Eventually, he's helped up and he embraces the Blackpool Combat Club. In terms of the future of the BCC, I mean, it's very much in doubt because the leader of it has just wandered off with MJF. I know that Andrew mentioned in the news yesterday about, or maybe Regal tries to bring MJF into the Blackpool Combat Club as an outsider member. I don't think that's the way to go.
No, I don't think so. I think he was just spitballing. I don't think it can be called the Blackpool Combat Club anymore. Can it? It doesn't make sense for it to be called that. I'd like for them to stay together for the kids. And to be honest, I think Bryan Danielson's probably the next challenger. Like, if Moxley might do something else with MJF, hopefully he just gets to go on his holidays.
I think maybe Moxley does take a little bit of time.
Yeah, and I think Danielson is a decent first proper big feud for MJF in his absence. So that might happen. But do they continue?
I don't know. I feel like now the only Blackpool Combat Club is the finals of Strictly now. That's kind of the end of days for our boys there. But great show. If you haven't checked it out, you can get some of the cliff notes, the headlines, and the funnier bits from what happened with Jack and the AEWTF moments with Ross as well. Now let's head over to the world of New Japan and Stardom and this incredible show that saw both worlds colliding. We have our first ever IWGP Women's Champion in Kairi, formerly Kairi Sane in WWE.
Oh, is that who that is?
Oh, what are you doing here? Beating Mayu Iwatani in a phenomenal final to be crowned as the first champion. That was a wonderful bit where the championship was presented with the heads of New Japan. So the president of New Japan and the president of Bushi Road. And he even got her first challenger in Tam Nakano for Wrestle Kingdom 17. So that'll be the first time this title's defended at Wrestle Kingdom.
Absolutely. Historic. I can't think of anyone better than Kairi. I'm not too familiar with a lot of Japanese women's wrestling, or Japanese wrestling in general, to be honest. But it's Kairi Sane Kairi has such huge name value, and she's really, really good. Knowing what I have seen of her in WWE and the indie matches I have seen, so fair play. I don't know enough to comment, but well done.
So well done you, well done you. Let's take a look at what you got on. So the IWGP Women's Championship will be defended at Wrestle Kingdom 17, as will the United States Championship, held by Will Ospreay. Who's he facing, Adam?
Big. It's really big, isn't it? They've been building to it for bloody ages. Will has been calling him naughty words, really naughty words that wrestlers don't generally use. It's Kenny Omega. Bloody Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. It's going to take place at Wrestle Kingdom 17. The challenge was laid out.
Lovely little video that popped up with calling him an Omega knockoff, saying you failed to replace me when I left, so I'm going to come back and beat you. Basically is what we're doing. This is, as you said, this is many, many months and months in the making, back and forth on Twitter. And
to the point that actually they've done an amazing job of getting people to think, oh man, this is actually real. Like, it's going to build to a match, but they really hate each other, don't they? You don't often see like spats on Twitter or promos where somebody would come out and literally go, "You're a see next Tuesday," but Will Ospreay's more than done that. he's gone nuts on the
Didn't realise Will Ospreay was watching Golden Balls on Twitch on a Tuesday night.
Oh, there's a plug.
What a lad. Fightful Select add a bit of meat to the bones of this legit beef, saying Rocky Romero, per usual, played a huge role in facilitating this match and helping it get cleared. He's been a huge factor in New Japan's global expansion and some of their positive relationships on the whole. So he was the one that was sort of the go-between between New Japan and AEW and Tony Khan to bring these deals together. The suspension in relation to the all-out brawl-out didn't kill the talks, even for the time being, but it certainly slowed it down. But things, and obviously now we saw the return of the Young Bucks and Kenny on Saturday, so I guess it's all everything's back to normal.
Hunky-dory, isn't it?
Hunky and or dory. Nice little note about Will Ospreay's costume for his match he had over the weekend.
Oh, I was reading about this.
Yeah, so it was a tribute to Hayabusa.
Yeah, and he got clearance from the family and everything. He said he really wanted to pay tribute to Hayabusa, and he wanted to do it earlier in the year, but timing wasn't right. And
So he wanted to get
brilliant.
like official clearance before he did it, and I believe he took Hayabusa's daughter out for dinner, and they said, "Look, this is what I want to do," and got the blessing from the family. And I believe it's the same person that made Hayabusa's gear originally, made the gear for Will Ospreay. And
I didn't know that.
How cool is that? That's a really nice little nod.
Will said at the bottom of the post that I saw, "Go and buy Hayabusa merch, official Hayabusa merch, because then the family gets some money. It'd be a nice way for them to get a few quid as well. So if you want to do that, feel free."
A lovely tribute to Hayabusa, and WWE paying a tribute to one of their backstage agents next month.
I love this. This has come out of absolutely nowhere. Jamie Noble is going to be having another match in a WWE ring. Not on television. But he's having another bloody match. Right, former Cruiserweight champion, Ring of Honor champion, posting on Instagram. It's official. On December 11th at the Charleston Civic Center, I will compete for possibly my last time in wrestling under the greatest company of all time, WWE. It's been roughly 11 years since I was forced out of the ring. Now I'm going to have one more opportunity in front of my people, my state, my family. I promise you, I will walk out a winner, or I will go out on my shield, giving the best performance I can give. Never heard that expression. Go out
on your shield. Yeah, it's like a war thing, isn't it?
All the support I get will be greatly appreciated to show that I can still go. Thank you all. God bless, and God bless WV.
Lovely stuff. Now, if you can't get CM Punk to return to WWE, get the guy that beat CM Punk in Ring of Honor back in the ring. That's what they've done.
He was so good. I was watching some old Noble matches, oddly enough, quite recently, and him and Nydia, they were killing it.
Great feud, I remember, with Jamie Noble and the Hurricane.
Yes, yeah.
We caught ourselves the superhero.
Yeah, he was he was brilliant. He was really, really he knew his place on the roster. He knew his position on the card, I should say. And I think he just he's one of those people that really maximised his minutes, right? Every moment that he was on screen, I just think he was really entertaining. And he did the good stuff recently, didn't he, with the Authority? Forgot about that.
Yeah, that was it.
Recently, that's
I know, that's
a few years ago.
It's alarming when you go, oh God, that was 7 years ago.
I hate that.
Terrifying thoughts. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Thank you for maximising our minutes. Stay safe and love you. Bye.